Hello vinyl community, I'm back to do a recent vinyl finds of the New York finds. Yeah, I have 10 or 11 records to show you and I'm not editing this, so I mean, I'll just start. I want to start with saying a lot of good or videos right now. Enjoy the hell out of them, especially Mark's series. I think that's just, amazing job, fantastic. And the second thing I want to say is I think it's a little bit too little comments. Come on people, talk to me. So yeah, I'll start with this. Jazz. Excuse the glare there, but I got a copy of Roland Kirk's Natural Black Inventions Root Strata from 1971 on Atlantic Records, and this is really good. Roland Kirk is playing all the instruments by himself, except for one track by Duke Ellington, I think, where he gets a little bit help. But other than that, he's playing all the instruments by himself, live in studio. So if you know Roland Kirk, you know that he's like this multi-instrumentalist, and he has this circular breathing kind of thing. So in some cases he's playing like 5 instruments on this, both saxophone, flute, congas, cymbals, and cucumber at the same time. Just fantastic, mind-blowing, super interesting. So highly recommended if you're into that sort of jazz. Yeah, got myself a reissue, a copy of John Fahey's Blind Joe Death. A lot of people have talked about John Fahey in the vinyl community, starting way back with Dan from Canada, I think. I have one Fahey since before, and that's the 80s, but this is his first solo record from 1959, recorded 1959. Amazing. If you're interested in guitar at all, you should own a copy of this one. This is just as essential as Robert Johnson or anything else with that like early time period of pushing the guitar envelope, I guess. Yeah, reissued on Topo Records. Short, sweet, essential, awesome. The find of the trip. This is the find of the trip, in my opinion. It has to be. And so it's both the best and the worst record I got on the trip. And the reason is, in a small shop where they're sold like world instruments, like Indian instruments and stuff like that. In the basement, they had a few records. Went down there, super hippie personnel. They asked me if I had smokes. Okay. But I found a sealed copy of El Topo, the soundtrack to El Topo, by Alexandru Juradovsky producer. This is the avant-garde hippie film from the beginning of the 70s. Like one of those world films that came out in that time period that really pushed the moving medium forward. So a very important film, and I watched it just a couple of weeks ago actually, and I thought of the music like being really good. So when I found a sealed copy of this from original on Apple Records from 1970, I didn't hesitate at all. Bought it for $15. It's just insane. And let's see if I can do this. So there's like a book, small booklet, and it's still cracking when you open it. It's just awesome. So I got home, I thought of like two things. One is just keeping it sealed as a collector's item and maybe selling it in the future, getting a huge bunch of money and being happy for that reason. Or I crack it open and I enjoy it right now, still in mint condition. If I don't like it, I can sell it, and I paid $15. I'll get that money back, okay? So that's what I did. I was super excited. So I pulled the record out, and it's on Apple Records. That's just super cool. And I pulled the record out. I was so excited. Look how good it looks. And then I turned it around and looked at that. What the heck? So what I have sealed, of course, is a misprint. They put the label here, and then the machine moved, I guess, and then put it here. And that resulted in a dent here. As you can see there, the machine like dented the record. So what I have is bubble right here in this area here. So the first 3 tracks on the first side that is clean has warp, and it's not a super huge warp. The stylus doesn't hop or skip. It's just like that, sort of like up and down, that makes this sort of heartbeat, like do do for the first 3 tracks. And obviously the second side is just the whole half of the record is just ruined. So I paid $15 for a sealed copy. If I kept it sealed, I could sell it in a couple of years and get a load of money. Probably, I mean, and then the new owner would, if he opened it, notice that this is just worth $0 fucking dollars. But I didn't. I opened it, and yeah, I'm still glad I got it. But it's just so shitty. I mean, so I'm thinking of like buying a copy where the cover is ruined and then the vinyl is in good condition, and then I Frankenstein this, or I wait for they're talking about reissuing it, so maybe I'll get the reissue. I don't know. If you have any experience of this sort of thing, please comment. This is why we talk about this kind of things. But fuck, it sucks. Okay, moving on. Got a copy of Mamas and the Papas, If You Can Believe Your Eyes and Ears, their debut, I think. And this is the sort of records that I wanted to buy in New York. These classic American records for $3, I mean, or something like that, $5, $3. Second press, I believe, because they are censoring the toilet here, as they did. I mean, it's this first press with the toilet is very limited. And it says includes California Dreaming, and I think the third press had even more. Then it said like includes California Dreaming, Monday Monday, and something more. So maybe a second or third press on Downhill Records stereo. I wanted this for a while. I was super happy when I got it for $3. Yeah, one of those like 500 top records all over, and I love those lists. I'm a sucker for those lists. So this is not a US buy. This is actually in south of Sweden. I was there a couple of days ago because my mom went for another operation on the head again. All went well, pretty well at least, and she's still there. But in the 5 hours she was under the knife, I wanted to think about something else, so I went to the record store, and that worked pretty well. I got 2 records and 2 hours where I didn't think of the hospital. And I got Graham Bond's Holy Magic. Now, Graham Bond had a group called Graham Bond Organization with Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce, and John McLaughlin in the 60s. That was before this. Then he released this, and then the compilation record that I have, the 2 LP set with that constellation, and a lot of other players. I mean, Graham Bond, a UK guy who played with the who's who of 60s. I mean, Tony Williams, Rick Gretsch, Mitch Mitchell, Jimi Hendrix, John Mayall. I mean, all those, Steve Winwood, Buddy Miles. I mean, all those guys. So, and he was pretty, I think I've read somewhere that he was pretty like important for the movement. What this is, it's the first side is 1 track, a sweet 23-minute suite that blends rock, blues rock, jazz, soul, psych, all in one song. And it's so. The second side is more like commercial, where it has more stand-up songs, blues rock still, and that's a little bit easier to listen to, but it's still interesting. So a so record. I mean, I'm pretty glad I have it. I will listen to it again, but one that also was just so, and now we're back in the US again. Elvin Jones is on the Mountain with John Hammer and Gene Perla. I didn't know who Gene Perla was, but John Hammer we all know, and Elvin Jones obviously playing with a lot of the huge jazz stars, being a jazz star himself, I guess. Now this is a 70s, 75, and my problem with this is it's kind of a cool fusion-esque kind of record, but John Hammer takes over the record pretty much all the way through, and he's not having one of his best recordings. I mean, I've heard John Hammer when he's super interesting, and he's not good on this one, and he really takes over the show. I mean, with Jerry Goodman on like Children, he's really good. I mean, I love that record, but not so much on this one. Elvin Jones is playing good when he gets the opportunity to really flow. And Smoke in the Sun, the first track on the second side, there's one track where Elvin Jones just kills his drum kit. So check that out. One of the favorite records so far that I've listened to from the batch is War with Alexander Spence, Skip Spence. Now Skip Spence were in Quicksilver Messenger Service for a while, and also I keep saying Fairport Convention, but it's not. It's Jefferson Airplane, I think. The drummer for Jefferson Airplane, and he ended up in Moby Grape. And in Moby Grape, he tried to attack two of the members with a fire axe and was committed in a mental institution. And when he got out 6 months later, excuse me, but a producer led him into Columbia Records studio. And what he did, he had some songs that he written in the institution. He went in there, played all the instruments by himself, sang, and produced the entire damn thing by himself. And the result is just breathtaking. I mean, this is the sort of thing that I really want to find and listen to. This is why I listen to music and keep listening to music, to find this one. Because he's a singer-songwriter per se, and just pours his heart out in these songs. This is a madman's heart just pouring out through the speakers. And it's just killer songs. And I had the same experience first time I heard Syd Barrett solo, or Nick Drake, or Roky Erickson, Townes Van Sant. I mean, those kind of hurts souls. This is fantastic. Reissue, not super expensive. I mean, at least listen to it. I mean, I don't think if you like singer-songwriters with good quality, you will dig that record. Enough said. Got myself a ECM record, keep adding to my ECM collection. But yeah, this is awesome. John Abercrombie, Dave Holland, and Jack DeJohnette, Gateway, the first one, they released like 4 or 5 of them, but this is the first one from 1975, and this is killer. It's going to be one of my favorite ECM's records that I have in my collection, and that I've heard, maybe top 3. This is a Stone Cold Fusion record that doesn't take any prisoners. At some times I really feel the John McLaughlin kind of vibe in John Abercrombie's playing. At least the sort of like interesting playing that McLaughlin has, I feel in Abercrombie's, and not the ordinary like Clapton kind of guitar playing thing, if you get what I mean. But I also, by the 3 of them, I also get that Mahavishnu vibe at some times. Just this huge sounding fusion machine. Fantastic. US ECM on Polydor. Yeah, 61st ECM record that they released. Check it out. If you're an ECM fan and you haven't heard it, I mean, check it out. This is gonna be quick. Cat Stevens, Matthew's Son, and New Masters on the same record, so a twofer of sorts on their own records. I won't pull it out. This is pretty common, I think. I'll say this. I paid $3 for it, and I say this: Matthew's Son, the record Matthew's Son was awesome. I thought that was just brilliant songs on there from start to finish. But New Masters was just so. So super interesting to listen to Matthew's Son for the first time all the way through, and cheap also. And the last one, shit, this went pretty fast. Last one, this is the only record store day or Black Friday record I got when I was there, and this is the one I wanted when I went there, because it was cheaper than buying it in Sweden. Sidetracks with Bob Dylan. Now this is a numbered release, 3 record set on this like trifold or threefold or whatever you call it in the foreign land of opportunities. But this is, if you don't know, this is like outtakes and singles of Dylan that hasn't been released on official releases. But it's been released a couple of times before on Greatest Hits 1, 2, 3 and Biograph, the box set. So a lot of these songs I already have, but I think it was kind of neat to take, in my opinion, actually the best ones of those records and mush them in a one set. Because you have some great songs here. Baby, I'm in the mood for you, Mixed Up Confusion, Tomorrow is a Long Time, Lay Down Your Weird Tune, and Percy's Song on the first side. I mean, that side was just fan-freaking-tastic, and it keeps on giving. Visions of Johanna, Queen the Eskimo, Watching the River Flow Down, Flood shall be released. You Ain't Going Nowhere, Abandoned Love, Ice, killer version of Isis Live, and Romance in Durango. Caribbean Wind, also awesome, and Series of Dreams, Dignity, and Things Have Changed, the more later Dylan stuff. So going from the 60s to today almost. I got number 9,250, so 10,000. There's 10,000 of this. What they did was in Europe, they released the first 5,000 records, like 1 to 5,000. And what they did then was 5,000 to 10,000 is the US releases. And in Europe, it was 180 gram, and in the US, it's 200 gram. So 200 gram vinyl, just fantastic sound quality. I've never heard Dylan sounding this good on a record. Never. Just fantastic. So listening to those 60s songs in this quality was just amazing. I'm really glad I got it for $39.99, pretty steep price, but I also saw it on Bleak Street Records for $49.99, and they had like 10 of them there. So I guess it's gonna be like $39.99 maybe right now, and someday it's gonna be sold out, and then it's gonna skyrocket in price as all the Black Friday releases. But this is a pretty, I mean, 10,000 records, so it's a pretty easy one to get. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the records, and as I said in the beginning, please comment, talk to me guys, and have a great day. Bye.